Okay, how did you get Chris Pratt? What did that look like? How do you even? I mean, you give me as much details as you want, but I'm sure you don't just call up Chris Pratt.
Sold my left arm. That's
yeah, cool.
No, he posted about randomly. He has like 45 million Instagram followers, so
That'll do.
which like Mark has 25 million or something, which is, I mean, they're both obviously massive, but he posted about doing Father Mike's Bible in a Year on Hallow.
Are you kidding?
So he just, this was like 2 years ago, he posted a
had no
screenshot,
clue.
just going through all of Father Mike's Bible in a Year. He was like day 160 or something on it when he posted about it.
We've got Protestants. See, sorry to cut you off. I want to get back to what you're saying, but I wanted to circle back to what you said earlier because I thought it was really profound. It felt like for the longest time, Catholics were in defensive mode, right? Beating off objections from Protestants, and that's where we spent our time. Dude, we are on the offensive. We are bringing the gospel. Hallow, Father Mike Schmitz, Ascension Presents. We could go on.
Fradd.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Jonathan Rumi.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
there is,
Jonathan Rumi,
I mean, I think
EWTN.
well, but it's also just this, like, the more you dive into it, the more you see the beauty of the spirituality of it. And so it's just like,
Sorry, Bishop Barron. Should have said that. Bishop Barron.
Yeah, Pope Francis.
Yeah, we're just rushing ahead with this beauty. All right, Chris Pratt. He posted about Father Mike
He posted about
Schmitz.
doing Father Mike, and so we reached out to his team, and we just said, hey, would you be, open to helping invite people into prayer in some more serious way? We think, thanks for posting about it. And he was like, yeah, I use the app every day. It's, awesome. It's changed my life. Father Mike's incredible. This, Bible in a Year, which, like, Father Mike goes through the whole, it's
And
the
he's
whole Bible in
not
a Year.
holding
It's like
back the Catholic bits.
No, it's like real intense, like John 6 from a Catholic perspective. It's everything. And, but anyway, it does for all of these folks, and it's hard for us, like, as, it's one of the things I talk about just because it's hard for us as people who are, like, deeper in their faith, or who have been, and I've only been for whatever, 6-7 years, but who have been for a bit of time. It's hard to understand how crazy hard it is for people in Hollywood or tech or whatever, like, that the whole world is against it. Like, still, even though it feels like it's changing a little bit, it's like, it takes real courage to be like, no, I'm going to stand up and be like, hey, you guys should pray, or like, you guys should meet Jesus. Like that, I'm going to use this platform I have. And so there's just so many systems and so many things that in Hollywood that are trying to be like, no, like, let's just focus on our careers. Let's just, and not even just specifically with Chris, but with everybody that we work with from a, like, Hollywood perspective. And I don't know, we also get this, like, Hallow's goal is, like, the core, the soft spot of our mission is to reach out to the folks who have most fallen away. Like, that's why I think God has us doing this thing. There's a bunch of resources for everybody. We have a bunch of folks who are on the app who take their faith very seriously. I use the app every day. I take my faith very seriously. It's an honor. We have, like, monks and priests and bishops and nuns who are praying with the app every day. But, like, I think why God has Hallow existing is to reach out, to be something that can reach out to folks that are usually really hard to reach out to for the church. And that's, so the vast majority of the content on the app is, it's Sister Miriam, or it's Father Mike, or it's Bishop Barron, or it's some Mother Olga, or it's some spiritual guide. Jonathan does a bunch of content reading scripture, but it's some, what we would call a spiritual guide. But then what we've seen be really beautiful is getting to partner with somebody like Mark Wahlberg or Chris Pratt, and they have the courage to be like, hey, I'm going to use my platform to invite other people to prayer. And, like, we have a ton of stories for the last, 2-3 years that we've been working with Mark, of people who haven't been to church in 10-20 years, who just are scrolling on Instagram, who just stop and say, that's like the guy from these movies I know talking about Mary or talking about Jesus. I might as well give it a try, even though I don't know what it is. And then they meet Jesus for the first time. And it's just like, what a blessing. But it takes real courage. So anyway, it's a long conversation with a bunch of different parties. These people are each, like, their own companies, essentially, because they're massive. And so it takes a long time, but then finally, or eventually, he was like, you know what, I want to do this, so we're going to do this. And he is just, like, we recorded with him for Lent. He does these fasting Fridays with Mark on Fridays. And he was so good. He was like, I've done a bunch of voiceover work, and I don't enjoy voiceover work as much as, like, on-camera work, because it feels more like I'm just working, like, it's less like I'm, like, really involved. And he was like, for some reason, there was just something different here. Like, like I loved this. Like this was like an hour where I just got to like be engrossed in scripture and just the Lord, and like what a blessing that was. But anyway, it was hilarious because he's we tried to write some funny stuff, but he's pretty funny. He's much funnier than I am. And so he like starts off these Friday sessions with Mark. Mark will...
Are they together in a room
No,
recording?
How does we try to make it feel like they're together in a room, but Mark was
Did you fly out to record him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark was in London and Paris shooting a movie, so we went there to record with him, and then Chris was in LA. Okay. But anyway, Mark like starts by I probably won't deliver it as funnily as they do, but he starts by saying like, you know, hey guys, this year, because Mark always does these fasting challenges, it's a different fasting challenge each week, so that through Lent we can kind of fast from the different things that are holding us back. And he says like, this year I'm going to be joined by Chris, who as an Avenger, as Star-Lord, you know, knows a thing or two about like discipline and fasting and whatever. But just to be clear, like I'm the main guy. Like Chris is the second guy. Like it's me first. Like I'm the main discipline guy. And then we had just prayed the Litany of Humility on Ash Wednesday. And so he's like, I guess I'll have to pray the Litany of Humility a couple more times. And then Chris comes back, and we didn't write any of this really for Chris. And he was just like, man, Mark, like I am really looking forward to watching you grow in humility. Because if you can grow in humility, that will prove that we truly have an awesome God who's capable of miracles. Maybe a few fewer selfie videos, maybe a couple with your shirt on.
Amazing.
It was so funny. But anyway, it was, I don't know, for us, it's just fun to get to, you know, the vast majority of Lent, again, is like, it's Jonathan, it's this incredible Japanese priest, it's Father Mike, Sister Miriam, and then Cardinal Sarah on Saturdays goes through his kind of silence. He wrote this book, Power of Silence, and so he kind of teaches us how to sit in silence and the beauty of silence and all this stuff, which is beautiful recording. But then to get to have Mark or Chris or whoever it is invite people into prayer is just like, you just see this. It can reach out to folks who haven't encountered the Lord in decades. So it's cool. It's a blessing to get to work with them.
I want to tell you about Hallow, which is the #1 downloaded prayer app in the world. It's outstanding. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. Sign up over there right now and you will get the first 3 months for free. That's like a lot of time. You can decide whether it's useful to you or not, whether it's helpful. If you don't like it, you can always quit. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. I use it. My family uses it. It's fantastic. There are over 10,000 audio guided prayers, meditations, and music, including my lo-fi. Hallow has been downloaded over 15 million times in 150 different countries. It helps you pray, helps you meditate, helps you sleep better. It helps you build a daily routine and a habit of prayer. There's honestly so much excellent stuff on this app that it's difficult to get through it all. Just go check it out. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. The link is in the description below. It even has an entire section for kids. So if you're a parent, you could play little Bible stories to them at night. It'll help them pray. Fantastic. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd.
Would you do me a favor and click the subscribe button? I don't know if you know this, but it's 100% free, and it's one of the best ways to support the work that we're doing here at Pints with Aquinas. Help spread these excellent interviews all over YouTube, and I think you'd agree, there's a lot of junk on YouTube. We need more good conversations like this.